One mysterious lead gen tactic is quietly outperforming almost everything else right now. Most businesses haven't even touched it. Are you one of them? We'll find out. It's no secret that lead gen has gotten significantly harder for almost every marketer in the last 12 to 18 months. And it's not because your product changed. It's not because your team isn't working hard enough. It's because the playbook shifted in 4 very specific areas. And if even one of those areas is off, everything downstream suffers. So we are going to investigate exactly where your funnel might be breaking down based on these 4 shifts. And I'll show you exactly how to solve each one. Now that mystery tactic, it lives inside one of these 4 cases. You'll know what it is by the end of the video, but here's your first clue. Only 1 in 5 marketers are doing it. So if you nail this, you're already in the top 20%. I'm gonna give you a bunch of free investigative tools to help you crack your case, and all of them are linked in HubSpot's lead generation guide in the description. All right, let's open the investigation. Tell me, when you sit down to write a piece of marketing, it could be an email, an ad, a landing page, who are you picturing? Not your industry, not your target demographic, the actual person. What are they stressed about this week? How do they describe the problem when they're venting about it? What does the solution sound like in their words, not yours? You see, most teams build what's called an ideal customer profile, or ICP, around the basics: job title, company size, industry. But here's the problem. Those details don't tell you why someone buys. What actually drives conversions is behavioral, what they're trying to fix, what's frustrated them about every other solution that they've tried. And when your messaging matches the language that they use, everything gets easier. More clicks, more replies, more people filling out your form. So if your ICP is a little fuzzy, don't worry, we have cracked harder cases than this. Let's solve it. Step 1, build a behavioral profile of your actual customer. Pull any reviews, call notes, or community threads where your buyers are already talking. Drop them into an AI tool and ask it to find the patterns. You're looking for the exact words your best customers use, because I guarantee those words are not in your marketing yet. And that gap is costing you leads. The tool that's going to help with this is the AI prompt library. For example, if I were to screenshot this Reddit thread and pair it with the ICP community discussion prompt, AI will surface patterns for me. And there are prompts for every case that we're solving today, so definitely add this resource to your toolkit. Step 2, write your value proposition in 1 sentence. Not a tagline, not a mission statement, 1 sentence specific enough that someone reading it either says, "That's exactly me," or "That's not for me." Both reactions are a win. Step 3, document your brand voice and make it specific enough to actually use. Most teams either skip this completely or write something so vague it's useless. Ask yourself, if I dropped this document into an AI tool and asked it to write something on brand, would the output actually sound like our voice? If not, it needs to be more specific. Add things like your tone, the words you never use, and how your voice shifts depending on where you're posting. So does our mystery tactic fall under a weak ICP? Nope. Whether yours is rock solid or needs some work, you already know this stuff matters. The tactic we are looking for is something that most teams haven't even heard of yet. Case 1 is officially closed. Let's keep investigating. Here's a test that I want you to do. Open your last marketing email and ask yourself honestly, did everyone on the list that you sent it to deserve this exact same message? The person who found you yesterday, the customer who's been with you for years, the founder, the entry-level marketer. Did they all get the same email with the same subject line and the same call to action? You see, most teams think that personalization means putting someone's first name in the subject line. But that's not what we're talking about. Real personalization is about sending the right message to the right person based on how they actually behave. What they clicked, what they downloaded, where they are in their decision. That's what moves people from your list into your pipeline. So if that generic email blast sounds familiar, don't panic. This one is more common than you think. Here's how to solve it. Step 1, audit and unify your data. You can't personalize what you can't see. If your CRM, your email tool, and your website analytics are not talking to each other, you're flying blind. You might be emailing someone a first-time offer for a product they already bought, or sending a nurture sequence to someone who is ready to buy right now. The tool to use here is the data audit checklist linked in the guide. It walks you through exactly how to find those gaps fast. Someone who visited your pricing page 3 times this week is very different from someone who downloaded a top of funnel guide 6 months ago. Look for a CRM that supports behavioral triggers and list automation. Every time someone takes an action, like fills out a form or opens an email, they get dropped into the right segment without you lifting a finger. Start with just 2 or 3 segments, broad buckets work. And once your segments are actually built, your lead magnet strategy becomes obvious. Cold prospects need a low commitment entry point, like a checklist. Warm prospects need something that moves them towards a decision. The segment tells you which one to offer. Step 3. Personalize only the parts that actually drive action. Clone your hero email and focus on the 3 things that move the needle: the subject line, the opener, and the call to action. Let AI do the rewriting for each segment. So, is our mystery tactic buried in personalization? Nope, but we are getting warmer. The tactic that we're looking for doesn't just change what you say, it changes where you show up entirely. All right, case 2 closed. Next case. Quick question, when was the last time that you researched a product by going straight to Google, clicking a link, and reading an article start to finish? If you're honest, you probably asked ChatGPT, checked Reddit, watched a YouTube video, or scrolled a community thread first. Your buyers are doing the exact same thing. But most marketing teams are still building for the old version of discovery. And the data backs this up. Nearly 60% of searches now end without a single click. Buyers are getting their answers directly from AI engines and moving on without ever visiting your site. If you're not showing up in those answers, you do not exist to them at that stage of their research. So if your traffic has been quietly tanking and you weren't sure why, you'll be happy to hear that this is an easy case to solve. Step 1, audit where your buyers are actually researching right now. Pull your traffic sources from the last 90 days. Where is it coming from? Where did it used to come from? That data tells you exactly how much this shift has already affected you. The tool to use here is the channel prioritization worksheet from the guide. It will help you map where your buyers are actually researching versus where you're currently showing up. Step 2, repurpose one asset across every channels your buyers use. YouTube, LinkedIn, community platforms, email. Your buyers are in all of these places before they ever reach your site. And you do not need new content for each one. There are so many AI tools to help you repurpose existing assets into content for other channels. One asset should create multiple entry points. And this is also where outbound fits in. Cold outreach works significantly better when your content has already warmed up the audience. If someone has seen your name in an AI answer, a Reddit thread, or a YouTube video before you reach out, you're not a cold email anymore. You are a familiar face. Now for step 3. I'm sure you've heard about SEO, but have you heard of AEO? So basically, instead of just ranking on Google, you structure your content so that AI engines like ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, and Google's AI overview actually cite your business in their answers. Not just indexed, cited, recommended, and referenced as the authority. Right now, only 1 in 5 marketers are doing it. Here's the shift that you need to make. Everything you learned about structuring content for SEO, flip it. SEO was keywords first, answers buried somewhere in the middle. AEO is answers first, keywords second. AI engines want the answer upfront, fast, and clear. For example, frequently asked questions are one of the best AEO formats. Short, direct question, clear 1 or 2 sentence answer. AI engines pull from these constantly. Same goes for blog posts, YouTube descriptions, website copy. Lead with the answer, use clear headers, and keep the sections scannable. Congrats, we have officially cracked the case of the mystery tactic. But the investigation is still ongoing. Because here's the thing, even if you implement AEO today, nail your ICP, personalize every segment, and show up on every channel your buyers use, there is still one final thing that determines whether any of this actually compounds over time. Last case. Here's a scenario I want you to think about. A campaign goes live, 2 weeks in, something feels off. Clicks are low, conversions are flat, but your monthly review isn't for another 2 weeks. So you wait, and by the time you get the data, discuss it, and make a change, a full month has gone by. Your competitor, who is reviewing performance weekly, they already fixed it and moved on. This is the final place lead gen breaks down. Not because teams aren't working hard enough, but because the feedback loop is too slow for the speed that the market is moving. And here's why it matters so much right now. AI tools mean that your competitors can spin up new campaigns in days. Algorithms shift weekly. If your strategy is still running on quarterly reviews, you are structurally always 3 months behind whoever is beating you. So if your last campaign review happened at a quarterly meeting, we have identified the problem. Let's solve the case. Step 1, switch from quarterly reviews to real-time monitoring. You need a dashboard that shows you engagement and conversion signals as they happen. If something is tanking, you want to know in 48 hours, not at the end of the quarter. Check weekly at a minimum. The goal is to make optimization a habit, not an event. Step 2, run smaller, faster experiments instead of big campaign bets. Instead of overhauling everything at once, test one thing at a time. A headline, an offer, a call to action, an audience segment. Apply the findings immediately and feed them into the next campaign. The tool that will help you here is the experiment brief template. It's a one-page format that keeps your tests structured without a lot of overhead. Step 3, implement lead scoring. This is the piece that most teams skip entirely, and it's what gives your sales teams better handoffs and gives you cleaner data on what's actually working. As leads move through your system, their score should update based on behavior. Not just where they entered the funnel, but what they did after. Opened 3 emails? Score goes up. Visited the pricing page? Score goes up. Gone quiet for 30 days? Score goes down. Now you know who to focus your efforts on. If your scoring model hasn't changed in the last 6 months, it is probably not reflecting the way that your buyers actually behave right now. Congratulations, we have solved the case. The reason most lead gen never compounds, even when everything else is working, is that the optimization cycle is too slow to keep up. The businesses seeing compounding results right now aren't running smarter campaigns. They're running faster feedback loops. Every campaign makes the next one better. That's the edge. 4 cases, 4 fixes, and now we know exactly why lead gen is declining. A message that isn't speaking to the right person, a list that gets sent the same email regardless of where someone is in their journey, channels built for how buyers used to research, not how they research right now, and a system that optimizes too slowly to keep up with how fast the game is moving. Fix these 4 things and your lead gen doesn't just improve, it compounds. Every campaign feeds the next one, every segment gets sharper, every piece of content works harder. Now, all of the free tools that I mentioned are linked in the guide to help you crack your specific case. All of them are free and they are linked below. If this video helped you figure out where your strategy needs a little work, hit that like button and make sure that you are subscribed to HubSpot Marketing for more weekly videos just like this one. Thanks so much for investigating this case with me. My name is Bridget O'Rourke. Feel free to connect with me online and I will see you in the next one. Bye.